Are you tired of being tired during your training sessions? Are you weary of pre-workout supplements and hate that jittery feeling that you get when you take them? In today's episode, I'm going to share with you 4 natural alternatives to pre-workout supplements that will boost your energy without the shakes and the jitters. The best part is they're actually good for you. So grab a pen and paper and let's go. I want to invite you to my Facebook group, Female Sports Nutrition. This is a positive, uplifting group for female athletes or active women who want to have solid nutrition advice to point them in the right direction so they can stop underfueling their bodies and actually start fueling their bodies so they can feel good, they can be healthy, they can build muscle, and they can increase their sports performance. Do so in a non-diet approach. If this sounds like something that you are interested in and you want to have that supportive group of like-minded women, follow the link below so that you can join the Female Sports Nutrition Tribe. And while you're there, you'll actually get a free gift just for joining. Just click the link below in the show notes. So I have a confession to make. I do not use pre-workout supplements. I have tried them. I really don't like them. I hate them. I hate the way that they make me feel. And I feel like I am so jittery and shaky that I can't even make it through my workout. And here's the deal. The research actually supports the way that I am feeling. The reason is because a lot of pre-workout supplements contain several hundred milligrams of caffeine. Some of them contain 300, 400 milligrams of caffeine. And research actually shows that when you take in that much caffeine, that you're shooting yourself in the foot. It actually can cause you to have worse performance because of the amount of caffeine that you're taking. So research shows that you should only be taking in roughly about 100 to 200 milligrams maximum of caffeine when you are going to work out. And that is going to give you the most benefit for your workout. Really, it boils down to about 120 milligrams of caffeine is the ideal amount. And do you want to know what contains 120 milligrams of caffeine? It's a cup of brewed coffee that you brewed at home. It's not a Starbucks venti coffee. It's not, a Monster coffee energy drink. It's just a regular old cup of brewed coffee that you make at home. And that is the number one of the 4 natural alternatives that I have for you on my list. You can do brewed coffee at home. You could also do just a tea bag. Black tea or green tea is fine as well. And basically what these are going to do is it's going to help to boost your energy. So basically caffeine is going to act as a stimulant. It does boost alertness and reduces fatigue. And it can also enhance your performance by increasing adrenaline levels and improving your focus. I will say if you are sensitive to caffeine, this is probably not the best option for you. So if you know that caffeine causes some issues for you, or it makes you really jittery, or whatever the case is, don't take this advice for the coffee. But if you are a coffee drinker and you like coffee, or you're a tea drinker and you like tea, go ahead and have a cup of brewed coffee or tea before your workout. You want to have it somewhere in the neighborhood of about 30 minutes to an hour before your workout. The best part, I think, about having coffee as a pre-workout alternative is that you can actually add a protein powder to your coffee, and it can kind of act as a creamer, and that's going to help as part of your pre-workout snack. So you want a little bit of protein, especially something that's going to contain some amino acids, which protein does, before your workout, because that gives your muscles a little bit of a fuel source during your workout. Number 2 on the list is SuperBeets Sport. So SuperBeets Sport is, I guess, technically a supplement, but it's really actually a food. So what it is, it's a company that uses specific farmers who grow beets, and they test the soil to make sure that the soil contains specific amounts of nutrients to make sure that the beets contain the proper amount of nitric oxide within the beets. Nitric oxide helps to dilate your blood vessels, and that delivers more oxygen to your working muscles so that you get an energy boost for your workout. The great part about SuperBeets Sport is that you can actually take it just for heart health. You don't even have to take it as a pre-workout. It's basically what it's going to do is, because it delivers more oxygen to your working muscles, it's going to deliver more oxygen to your heart. Your heart is a muscle. It's working all of the time, pumping blood throughout your body. And we want to keep our hearts healthy. And so Super with the nitric oxide content is going to help your heart but also help with your working muscles. You do want to make sure that you are taking this about 45 minutes prior to your workout to get the most benefit, because it takes a little bit of time for it to work. But SuperBeets Sport is a great alternative to a pre-workout supplement that's not going to give you the jitters. It's a natural product, and it's not quite the same as drinking just beetroot juice because, like I said, the company is using specific farmers, and they actually test the soil to make sure that it's going to contain the proper amount of nutrients to maximize the nitric oxide content in their beets. When you get beetroot juice or just beets from the store, they can have varying amounts of nutrients in there and varying amounts of nitric oxide, so it's not quite the same. I've also tried this before, and it's actually really good. Some people are grossed out by drinking beet juice, but it's delicious. It's not anything like just drinking a ground up beet. So if that is a deterrent for you, don't let it be. I will drop the link below for this so you know where to order it from. Number 3 on the list is just simply getting enough food throughout the day and making sure that you're having a proper pre-workout snack. This might sound a little bit like a duh, I know I need to eat, but really sometimes we don't realize how our diet is affecting our energy levels. I actually had this happen to me the other day where I was running around and I didn't bring a snack with me, and I started to feel really, really tired. And I was like, man, I just really need to take a nap. But I came home, I ate lunch, and I actually felt way better within like 30 minutes of eating. And I was like, wow, this is kind of crazy, because I tell people this all the time, you have to eat. But it was proven to me right then and there on that day, you don't eat, your energy levels start to drop off. So you want to make sure that you are eating consistently throughout the day. You want to make sure that you're eating within an hour of waking up. And then from there, count off every 2 to 3 hours, 4 at the maximum, for you to eat your next meal or snack. And make sure that every time that you are eating, you are balancing those meals and snacks. So you have to have at least a protein and a carbohydrate or a fat at each of your meals and snacks. But ideally, it would be a little bit more balanced than that. So a protein, a carbohydrate, a fat, a fruit, or a vegetable. I do have a podcast episode on this that you can check out, and I will drop the link below for you in the show notes so you can give it a listen, but it will help you to put together a nutrition plan for yourself so that you know what that looks like. So in addition to making sure that you are eating properly throughout the day, you also want to make sure that you are getting in a solid pre-workout snack. So a pre-workout snack, you don't want a lot of fat, but you want mostly carbohydrates and protein. So a good example of this would be to have a smoothie. So a smoothie that has some fruit, either some yogurt or some protein powder in there, and a little bit of milk. You blend it all up and you could just drink that 30 minutes to 60 minutes before your workout. Another option would be to have a turkey sandwich. That might sound a little crazy, like you're having a whole meal, but you could have a half of a sandwich. It doesn't need to be a whole big sandwich. You could also have a Cliff Bar, or you can have a higher protein granola bar, or like an RX bar would work as well. So ideally about 30 minutes to 60 minutes before your training session, depending on how sensitive your stomach is. But really, I want to reiterate that it is really important to make sure that you are eating enough over the course of the day, because if you're not eating enough over the course of the day, what happens is you start to kind of dig yourself into this ditch, and you wind up getting too low in the amount of food that you're eating, and then you can't really catch up even if you do have a pre-workout snack. But the pre-workout snack is definitely important because it's going to help to top off your fuel stores. Number 4 is simply just getting enough sleep. So you want to make sure that you're getting those solid 7 to 9 hours of sleep at night. And you may be thinking, my life is so busy, I can't get in that much sleep. But I will tell you, you can if you prioritize it. So what I would suggest doing is thinking about what time you have to get up in the morning to go to work. You know, what time do you need to get ready and that type of thing. And then you're going to count back 7 to 9 hours from there. So you're going to know your body best and know what amount of sleep works best for you. For me, it's really 9 hours of sleep. So if I need to get up at 6:30, I'm going to count back 9 hours from there. So that means I need to be in bed by 9:30 if I'm going to get up by 6:30 a.m. So then what you need to do from there is figure out what steps do you need to take in order to be in bed by 9:30. So maybe you take a shower at night. Maybe you do the dishes at night or clean up the kitchen. These are some things that I do. And so how long are those things going to take you in order for you to get in bed by 9:30? For me, it's probably about an hour. So that means by 8:30 is when I need to start doing those things so that I can get myself in bed on time. I get my kids in bed by 8 o'clock. So that really doesn't leave me a whole heck of a lot of time at night to do things like watch TV. Personally, I really don't watch TV. I rarely do it because I just don't have the time for it. And it's not something that is very important to me, and it's not really helping my life in any way. So I just don't do it. So if you don't have time to get in bed on time at night because you're watching TV, maybe that's something that you want to consider only doing that on certain nights, for example. So like I said, my kids get in bed by 8 o'clock. So by 8:30, I need to start cleaning up the kitchen, doing the dishes, taking a shower, so then I can be in bed by 9:30. Doesn't mean I'm going to fall asleep exactly at 9:30, but as long as I'm in bed by 9:30, then I will be in bed for a solid 9 hours, and that is good enough for me. So again, you can kind of figure out what works well for you. And of course, this isn't going to be a perfect solution the first time that you try it. Don't expect perfection, but progress is what we're looking for. So really trying to progress your way towards getting in bed at a decent amount of time so you can get the solid amount of sleep that you need. I promise you, if you get the amount of sleep that you need, it will be far easier for you to make it through your workouts, and you will actually have the energy to make it through your workouts because your body will have the rest and the energy and will have repaired and recovered well from your other workouts so that you are prepared for your next workout. If, let's say, you work out after you get off of work and you're just really tired after you get off of work and you're like, I just can't even go into that gym right now without something to give me an energy boost, and you don't want to do options 1 through 3 that I already gave you, what you can do is just take a 5 to 15-minute power nap in your car. I've totally done this and it totally works. Don't look at your phone, but really just sit there in your car, recline the seat back, whatever you need to do so that you can lay there with your eyes closed for 5 to 15 minutes. And it is amazing how much extra energy that little bit is going to give you. Like I said, don't look at anything because that's not really restful, but you really just want to lay there with your eyes closed. Try not to think about anything. Try to just kind of meditate, if you will, and get your mind off things. And I promise that will give you that little boost of energy that you need to get you through your workout, give you that little boost of energy that you're looking for so that you can have some good energy to make it through your training session. So let's recap here. Natural alternative number 1 is to just drink a cup of coffee or tea or green tea. Natural alternative number 2 is SuperBeets Sport, and I will drop the link below for you. Natural alternative number 3 is to make sure that you're getting enough food throughout the day and getting a balanced pre-workout snack. And I will drop the podcast episode link for you below so you can listen in on that. And number 4 is to make sure that you're getting enough sleep and just take a little power nap before your training session. There are non-stimulant pre-workout supplements on the market. Personally, I have not tried them, so I can't speak to them. But if that's something that you have tried, please join the Facebook group and tell us all about it. Tell us your experience with it. And if you have any other suggestions, join the Facebook group and tell us all about it. Female Sports Nutrition. I will drop the link below for you in the show notes.